Welcome back to the Car Dad YouTube channel. Today we've got the 2023 Mercedes GLB 250. It is Mercedes entry-level SUV. I've been driving it for the last 4 days. I've got some things I really like about it, but let's go over the features, the cargo, interior and exterior, and help you decide if this is the right vehicle for you or your family. Please remember to like and subscribe to the Car Dad YouTube channel. Now let's get to it. All right, and let's start off with the design of the GLB 250. Overall, the GLB 250 looks fantastic. It's got a lot of the design language that the flagship SUV, the GLS, has, but for a $40,000 starting price tag. Yes, $40,000. You heard that right, for a 3-seater Mercedes SUV. Now, there is a caveat to that. This is much smaller than the GLS or any of the other Mercedes SUVs. But for that price, you do get some sharp designs. I mean, you do get 19-inch wheels as seen. You get the roof rails on top, and you just get some sharp styling. I mean, look at the front end of this. The headlights look fantastic. The grille. Now, this does not have the black package, so you do get quite a bit of chrome, which most people like, but some may not. But if that's the case, then you just trim it up and get a little bit higher of a price tag for the trim. But overall, the design of it looks pretty good, especially as you go to the back. The back is, you know, pretty masculine. You do have some nice lines back here, as well as some decent exhaust tips. I mean, let's be honest, they're likely fake, as most cars are nowadays. But overall, this looks pretty fantastic overall for design. Again, mocking a lot of the GLS. Some people that are not too familiar with Mercedes may think that that's what this is, but overall, that's a good thing. Mercedes SUVs are always notorious for being pretty nice looking, and this is no exception. And in regards to performance, this is offered in every trim and with a inline-4 2-liter turbocharged engine with 221 horsepower and 258 pounds of torque. 0 to 60 is 6.9 seconds, so you know you're not winning any drag races with this thing. But honestly, after driving it for about 4 days, it does have enough power to get into a little bit of trouble. It does have some good turbo noises. Honestly, it's some intake and also some blow-off valve noises. So you can feel a little bit race car-ish, even though you do have only 221 horsepower. It's plenty for your everyday. You certainly won't be towing anything with this, but it will be plenty for hauling around your family. This also does have the 8-speed transmission, which lends itself to a pretty decent miles per gallon rating at 24 city and 32 for the highway. So this could be a pretty decent SUV if you want to use this for your everyday driver, your commute to work, or some family road trips. Either way, you're getting some decent miles per gallon. All right, and moving on to the cargo. Now, most of the folks that will be buying this vehicle, they are interested in storage space. Likely we'll always roll around with the second row only up. Behind the second row, we do have 22 cubic feet of storage. With the third row up, only about 12 cubic feet of storage. And with all 2 rows down, you will have 62 cubic feet of storage. So that's not too bad. With that second row up, you do have a pretty standard amount of room, especially for this size of SUV, which is not bad. Again, as mentioned, you do have the third row, which is very small. To be honest, it's maybe good enough for some children, but certainly not adults, unless you want to cram people in there, without the comfort of their legs. But ultimately, third row, let's keep that down. But with the third row, all you do to pull it up is pull that red lever, pull up the seat. You do the same over here, and easy as that. You do have the third row, but as I had mentioned, very little legroom. As you can see right there, that's probably about 3 or 4 inches of total legroom back there. But in a pinch, it might be fine for some children. And to put it down, you just pull the red lever again on both sides. And there you go. Back here, we do have some additional items. So we do have USB-Cs on both sides. We do have a 12-volt socket down here, some storage underneath for random things, and a net right here. So that is the rear of the GLB 250. As you can see, some decent storage, probably fine for most people, especially families that have 2 or 3 kids maybe. But long road trips might get a little stuffed in here, especially with luggage and whatnot. But overall, not too bad for the size of the vehicle and for the price range for the Mercedes GLB 250. All right, now we are in the GLB 250. As you can see, it is a nice place to be. They did a really good job of the design of this interior to make it feel like it's something special, which, you know, it is. It's a Mercedes and it should look like a Mercedes. As you can see, we got some cool vents right here. We got some LED lighting all around there, which you'll see at night right here. And some beautiful beige leatherette seats. I don't believe they offer real leather, especially at this price point. But, you know, you wouldn't really know the difference too much. We do have some leg extensions on both drivers and passengers with the controls up there, as Mercedes usually does. We do have heated seats. Some decent storage over there for the glove box. Down here with USB-C. We do have a 12 volt as well, and then USB inside the glove box. For the screen, we do have Mercedes giant screen, as you see in most of their models nowadays. This is no exception. We do have all the screens that you'll need for phone, media, radio, comfort, so HVAC, and then just your random controls. This does have Apple CarPlay, although it is not wireless. You do have to connect it via USB-C down here, but honestly, that's not too big of a deal, especially with the size of vehicle. We have the HVAC controls down here with your vents right here, which are fully functionable. Move it like that. You can close it off as well. And then a steering wheel that has all the buttons you need to control your cruise control right here, media down here, and then your screen with your gauges that can be configured as much as you'd like. You can change it through about 4 different styles of gauges, so sport, classic, and what you see right here. It's kind of a cool thing to customize your Mercedes GLB as you see fit. One thing I do dislike after driving this for about 4 days is that these stocks are a little bit cheap feeling, which, you know, most people don't really care, especially for this price point, as I've said many times. But, you know, it's just a small little nag that I have about this vehicle. But overall, the front of this vehicle is a nice place to be. The seats are very comfortable, somewhat adjustable. And what's even nicer is that there is a room on the side pockets for 1-liter bottles of water or soda or whatever you may be drinking on your trips. So overall, the front of the GLB 250 is a nice place to be. Now let's move to the back. All right, and for the second row, we do have some good space back here. We do have the front seats at a normal position for a 5'9" adult, so pretty average. We do have space for 1-liter bottles of water or soda, whatever you may like. And then we do have netting down here, as well as additional storage down here for some random, you know, for your cell phone or something else that's kind of small. We do have the power outlets down here, so 115 volt, which it's kind of nice to see. 2 USB-Cs, no individual HVAC controls, but we do have the 2 vents that are adjustable, of course. And then we do have the center armrest with cup holders on both sides. We'll get that in there. Then ISOFIX points on both left and right seats. No panoramic sunroof or glass to be had in this particular model, but it can be optioned if that's something that you'd like. It does feel a little bit claustrophobic back here, for me at least, without that, but if it is an option, you can totally spec it and it would make it so much better. For me, I'm 5'9" and I do have a good amount of legroom. And again, these front seats are where a 5'9" person would be sitting. So overall, not a terrible amount of legroom back here. 2 people would fit back here just fine. 3 might be a little bit narrow, but overall, the second row of the GLB is a great place to be for a long road trip or a short commute.
Overall, the GLB250 is a great all-around compact SUV, which is suited just as well for the freeway as it is for the city thanks to its size. You'll be satisfied with the great gas mileage out of the peppy inline-4 during your morning commute or while taking your family on your next road trip. The GLB is a great option to consider if looking for a good, all-around upscale compact SUV. Thanks for watching.